Okay, so let's stick with Arsenal, because the keeper situation at Arsenal was interesting coming into this game. We actually do have two keepers on our team tonight. We've got Rob Green, we've got Peter Schmeichel. So we're going to take you back out to Munich and discuss this one with them, because obviously Arteta took Ramsdale out of the starting lineup at the weekend. He decided to put David Raya in. He did play that down and say, listen, this is just rotation. This is something you do at any position in football. He's chosen to keep Raya in goal tonight. So that's obviously a big decision for the Champions League. Peter, how do you feel about that? Specifically, I guess, about Arteta's idea that, hey, you can rotate this position, that's okay.
Yeah, I've talked a lot about this since they signed Raya. See, I don't get it. I don't understand why you want to create a competition situation for goalkeepers. The one thing you want from your goalkeeper is stability. So goalkeepers are playing a position which is very reactive. There's no proactive action happening. Everything you have to do is something you have to do when somebody else is doing something. So you have to react to that. You can't be proactive and go out and, you know, create a save for yourself. So what you want your goalkeeper to be is stable. Do the job he's there to do, stop the ball from going in the net. Now, if you're in a competition situation, well, at some point, you are going to think, I have to prove that I'm a better goalkeeper than the other one, and therefore I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. And if you go and try things as a goalkeeper, very often it goes wrong, and that's the one thing you don't want. I don't get this. I have, you know, I've read a lot of criticism of what I've said from the headline pundits who comes out and just said that's ridiculous because they should be rotating as well. But they're coming up with no other sort of deeper analysis of that. I think it's crazy, and I think Arteta might just be creating a problem that he didn't need going forward.
Very keen. But yes, thank you very much. We appreciate you. It's interesting perspective. I guess I'd like to get your ideas, Rob, because do you see this as less so as rotation and more so just as a sign of what's to come for Arsenal, and that Ramsdale's not going to be the starting keeper and it is going to be Raya?
It's a surprise, and you're looking at the size of the game tonight. They've fought so hard to get back into the Champions League. Such a big game. And I'd like to add to what Peter said there by saying, you don't get rested as goalkeeper, you get dropped. Now, if you're going into games, and massive games like this, as David Raya is saying, well, the other guy just got dropped for not doing anything wrong, then what have I got to do to stay in the team? So it does provide these series of questions for the guys in goal. And it doesn't happen very often when goalkeepers are managers, that's for sure. So it'll be interesting to see how David Raya does tonight. He'll be under pressure.
Peter and Rob, I mean, I have to say, I disagree with both of you, and you're both goalkeepers, but is this not just the case? I understand having two goalkeepers of, you know, to you, Peter, having two goalkeepers of a similar ability, top goalkeepers, I understand mentally it might be a problem for the goalkeeper, but surely if Mikel Arteta thinks he can get a better goalkeeper in the building, he has to make that signing, surely, to make Arsenal a better team.
Do you think Raya is a better goalkeeper than Ramsdale?
100%.
I don't.
100%.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
Arsenal will never win the league with Ramsdale in goal. No chance.
Well, I think that is a big statement, that, Jamie.
Well,
I think he's done fantastically well. But I think he's done really, really well.
Ramsdale is playing for Arsenal. He can't even get an England team.
Yeah, see, that's a completely different debate. And you know, I don't understand that, but I think he's done tremendously well. I didn't see this happening when he signed from Sheffield United. I honestly didn't understand why Arsenal was spending that much money on Ramsdale, because I didn't see it. But what he's done is he's won me over. I think he's a very, very consistent, stable goalkeeper. He makes very, very few mistakes. He's the actual goalkeeping, he's done that fantastic. But why surprised me is how he plays with his feet and his distribution, taking part in play. I just don't get why Arteta wants to create this problem.
Raya's much better with his feet than Ramsdale.
But if you put the two cumulative fees together for Raya and Ramsdale, you've got over £50 million worth of goalkeeper there. Now, you could get the best goalkeeper in the world for that. Neither Ramsdale nor Raya are the best goalkeeper in the world. You've got two very, very good ones. You can only play one.
Well, who should they have signed then?
Well, a few years ago.
No, we're talking about right now.
But they shouldn't have signed anybody. You know, that's a point. They shouldn't. They They shouldn't have signed anybody.
They should
I
have.
think that there is an art to being
nonsense.
number 2 goalkeeper in a football club, and that is a special person that needs to support the number 1 and makes that number 1 comfortable in his position. You know, you don't. I go back to that, Jamie. You don't want your goalkeepers to make mistakes. You, of anybody, should know that. You play in front of the goalkeeper. The worst thing you know as a defender is when the goalkeeper is trying to do something he's not capable of, and it costs a goal. I mean, at least you have to agree with me on that.
I agree with you on that, but it's not about a goalkeeper being comfortable. It's about a team winning a football game. It's about a manager getting the best team he can possibly get on that pitch. And if he thinks Raya's better, he's got to make that signing.
Okay, just one question. Just one question. Back to you, Jamie. So if Ramsdale hadn't played for Arsenal last season and Raya had, they would have won the league.
Mikel Arteta is the coach. He sees David Raya as a guy that can make him win the league. When Bernd Leno left Arsenal, he saw Ramsdale as a guy that can make him go into the top 4. I think that if he goes and get David Raya, it's not me that went to get him, it's not Jamie that went to get him, it's not Peter, and it's not whoever. It doesn't really matter. He went to get him. He thinks he's a better coach. There is no rotation, better goalkeeper, sorry. There is no rotation there. He thinks that David Raya is better, and that's about it. And people have to stop with that goalkeeper thing. When you play at a big club, competition will happen. And second of all, when you play as a striker and they go and get one of the best strikers in the world to compete with you,
Wait, hang on, sorry.
Does the striker cry because I won't feel comfortable because there is another guy that can take my position at halftime or after an hour? I can tell you as a striker, it's not easy to go on the field knowing that if you miss, you have an hour, someone will come.
So you think rotation at that position is legitimate?
It's not about rotation. I don't think Mikel wants to rotate, as we can see.
Okay, you're saying it's the competition.
He went
Fine,
to
I got
get a goalkeeper for him that I think he thinks that's going to win him the league. There's not a rotation there. Mm-hmm. And Bernd Leno went through the same thing. When Ramsdale arrived, he went to get a guy that could get him in the top 4. I think he sees Raya as a guy that can get him into winning the title. That's why he plays him. I didn't play him at Everton. I didn't play him tonight. Mikel is playing it, and you have to respect that. It's not about being right or wrong. All I can say is, I don't understand you have to, goalkeeper has to be, no. They bought so many players to try to compete with Jamie when he was a centre-back. Same with a forward. When you play for a big club, competition will happen, period.